Hey YouTube, my name's John and welcome to our channel LockedTCG. I thought I would start off our channel's first video with a box opening of the new Dragon Ball Super Mythic Booster Box set. We plan on having regular videos uploaded here on the channel of either local tournament play, deck profiles and brew ideas, as well as box openings with me and my team. Our tournament store actually finally got sanctioned, not now running tournaments, so we thought we'd start recording our content too, since it's going to be a local store that we can get a little comfortable in and go over deck brewing ideas and such. Um, right now, we have our teammate and my brother Joe. He's opening his booster box of Mythic Booster. We all opened the majority of ours on Friday when the set released, but Joe's actually getting back into the game, and so he thought he would give this reprint set a try. Um, and go forward with the box opening. Of course, he starts to recognize there's a lot of reprints in the set, and the set is primarily reprints, but reprints he recognizes, is better put. Overall, I think the Mythic Booster Box is a great card set. There's a lot of really good cards that you can pick up for almost any color. I know black, which tends to have a high price ceiling for decks like Gogeta Xeno, had a good amount of reprints in it. And also for some like random decks, I remember, like, for example, the first card he got was Broly Swift Executioner. I remember that champ pack card would always fluctuate between anywhere from $15 to $30. I remember when it first came out, it was up there. And then now it has a nice gold foil stamp treatment, which a lot of cards have. Me myself, I'm actually looking for the blue cards, so Dimension Magic and Sensu Bean. Since I am playing primarily blue decks, my go-tos being Gogeta Xeno. I have the OG Vegeta deck, which makes rainbow colors as a fun deck. And then I also have Invoker, which I picked up right when it came out. Sadly, I don't have my Apexes anymore, but I'm looking to pick up another one while I still borrow my buddies. And then I have like Gogeta Xeno, and then the Vegeta Structure deck lead is primarily what my go-tos are. So there's a good amount of blue. Gogeta Xeno is a black deck, but this new set I feel like is great because it adds a bunch of reprints. Like you can see the Sparking Negates are in here. There's Sensu Beans. There's just random like utility cards you can put in all the colors of the deck. Then you have cards like the Kaioken Goku. This is the first official reprint rather than the collector's edition that it gets reprinted in, and it unfortunately kills the value of it. So if you're a collector or you're trying to build up your trade binder, yes, it does dilute that price for it, but it still is great in the regard that it helps introduce new players to decks that they would like. Now with the gold stamp treatment, I think it's a great incentive for this set because you get the nice gold stamp alternate arts for cards that you would want for your deck. I know personally for me, I'm looking for cards like the Sensu Bean. Unfortunately, that Vegito is as nice as it is a card. I'd rather not have to pull it every every pack since it's really not as hard to pull. I know I'm looking for like Sensu Beans. I know that another deck that interests me for the reason why I want the Sensu Beans is because I'm really excited for the new Vegeta lead as the pre-release promo coming up in the next set. Really adds a new spin on the Gogeta ramp. I know people say, oh, well, he's not Ramp Gita, and I'm like, well, he's Ramp Gita, but we're not using Vegeta's name, we're using Gogeta's name. But going on, I think it's a really fun lead. I've been doing some playtesting on Untap and with my friends, and it has a nice spin on it. Now, there are two ways you can go with the deck. You can either go very aggressive, from what I've learned, because you can aggro out the Gogeta fusions by giving them all the red Gogetas BRs, Union Fusion of 4. Now you can get stuff like there was the Dragon Ball Heroes promo Gogeta, which is an 8-drop with triple strike, triple attack, or triple strike dual attack, which just hits really hard. It's a 35k, no protections, no autos, but it's still a big body. Or you could do something along the lines of Fusion Onslaught. Fusion Onslaught, I think, a great card all in all. It's one of my favorite SPRs from the game in general. I remember when it came out in Destroyer Kings, it was amazing. You can easily go and fuse into on turn 4. So turn 4 you can do this play where you go into the 6-drop blue-red Gogeta, who ramps you 2 at the end of the turn. Or you can do it on turn 3 if you play the Zeno Unison, which is why I call it aggro. Also, as you can see, Joe also pulled Thwarting, which I think from my one box, I pulled 3 normal Thwarting Dark Empires, which I like. I mean, I think it's great that those got reprinted, but I wanted the gold stamp since I already had my set. But going back to the deck talk for the Gogeta, you can go very aggressive where by turn 3, turn 4, you're playing Gogeta 8 drops and you're swinging at your opponent depending on which ones you want to hit for. Or you can choose to do Ramp Gita where you're playing the long con. You're going to play energy enhancers, the 6-drop Gogeta, the new 5-drop Gogeta, which I think is great. It's a new spin on Veku, since Veku was a little more difficult because you needed your opponent to KO, not opponent, but you needed it KO'd. In the anniversary box, they kind of introduced a way out of it with the counterplay Vegeta, but all in all, it kind of didn't give a correct answer to the deck because you still had to rely on your opponent playing something, and they could also just choose not to swing, which kind of ruins the ramp aspect. Going on, though, you can play that Gogeta, and you can do, say, for example, you can Godly Aura him, so you can Union Fusion with 2 Godly Auras. You not only get to strike a life, you get to check top 7 for a Gogeta. Then if you grab something with it, you can pitch something. Typically what you want to do is you want to have a multicolor in your hand, so the new Goku or Vegeta promos, which have a way to negate their energy exhaust, and then you can get those as your energy ramp, since at the end of the turn after you Union Fusion the new 5-drop, you ramp 1 from your drop. So it doesn't get you 2 energy, because if I remember correctly, I believe Veku gets you 2 and the Goku and Vegeta back, but he's restricted to Gogeta leaders. The Vegeta leader overall, I think, is a powerhouse as well, because when you are playing the ramp deck, you are trying to outlast your opponent. So you still are going to be trying to get to like turn 6, turn 7 at like 12, maybe 14 energy, depending on what cards you play. But if you play the Vegeta for aggro or control, he's really good because on his front side, he gives you an auto attack, draw 1. But then he has his Activate Battle. His Activate Battle, I don't know if they're going to rule against it. I think they're going to keep it for now. Is Activate Battle, you can pitch up to 1 Saiyan card from your hand. You don't have to pitch it to get the next effect. That's been ruled right now, but we have not heard anything from the Dragon Ball Super card game officially. But then the next effect is you get to peep top 3, and you get to grab either a Gogeta, a Goku, or a Vegeta BR, which is really good because where the previous lead, which was the Ramp Gita, which was the Gogeta, the blue Gogeta, was peep top 3 out of Veku or Goku or Vegeta. This one has the Activate Battle, so you can do it during both players' turns, and it's just a net 1. But you also have the auto to draw a card. So essentially in one turn, if you're going second, you're going to add 2 cards to your hand if you don't whiff the Activate main, which I think is pretty good. And when you go on the backside, you still have the auto. You don't have the Activate main, but you have the auto plus the permanent. Plus, when you Union Fusion, you draw a card, untap a multicolor energy at the end of your turn. I think the leader is a really good powerhouse. I don't think it's meta defining, but I think it really does shine a new light on Ramp Gogeta, especially since I've been trying to retweak the deck a little bit, but I think there's going to be a good amount of interesting brews. I don't know which variant I'm going with right now. I know I have a weird hybrid one where it ramps, but it's also can be aggressive, and I've gotten some really fun turn plays. And the secret rare I'm playing is actually pretty funny because it's not Hatch, and I know a lot of blue decks tend to go Hatch, but if I was going to go with the stall variant, it would be Hatch. Outside of that, the next set has a lot of really interesting decks. I know I started off mentioning the Dragon Balls. I wanted the Dragon Ball stamps because the new Zamasu Wish deck actually looks pretty interesting as well. I haven't brewed any ideas for that yet, but I always wanted to have a blue-yellow deck on the side, just with the decks I've had. And I do have the Vegeta starter deck lead, but I did want to try another deck, especially a Wish deck, because I never actually have tried one. Outside of that, I know the other deck that I'm going to be piloting next set is the new Mono Red Universe 7, which I think is going to be absolutely amazing. It's a very aggressive red deck. It does have its flaws. It can lose. It can lose if you either you whiff and you don't hit the U7s you want. You can end up awakening early if you can get 7 Universe 7 cards in your drop. But then also at the same time, you can be very aggressive. It does have the restriction that you can't, if you use the Goku lead, you cannot warp cards from your drop area, but you can play Koitsukai because it removes it from the game. And if you do see, I did forgot to mention, Joe did manage to pull a gold stamp thwarting the Dark Empire Gogeta, which I'm very jealous of. Other than that, he's slow rolling it to see if he can hit a secret rare. But going back to the talk about the next set, all in all, I'm very excited. The U7 deck looks very interesting. I am going to make a video going over that. And it seems Joe is done here with the deck, with the box opening. But overall, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Thank you for watching our channel today, and you guys take it easy.